But we had to try and get wins now. Like, I've spoken for the last 2 months or so about the winnable run of games that we had, like Southampton away, like not Southampton, West Ham away, Southampton at home. We had Leeds, we had Leicester City, we've just had Everton. These are games that we should be winning, and we've only gone and got about 2 league wins in that. Now, have you seen our April fixture list before we slapped 2 Madrid fixtures in there?
Nah, but I swear you must have us because the season's nearly over.
No, thankfully, because you guys went through in the cup, that game's been moved. So we're saved from that until sometime in May. But they'll probably play that 3 days after the City game or something. So we're going to travel up to Manchester twice. I don't know. But even with that, we've got Madrid home, Madrid away. We've got Brighton at home. We've got Brentford at home, Liverpool at home. We've got City away as our last away, Newcastle at home on the last day. We've got Arsenal away. There's a fuck ton of bad fixtures for us. And we can't even win this run.
Yeah, it's facts. Nah, it's looking mad for you. And you know what it is with the Potter situation? Now you're seeing what's going on. Obviously, Brighton are a better team without him. It begs the question, yeah, where it looks like he was just a good man manager, yeah, at his level in a team that already had a structure. Because they're saying, yeah, cool, he's taking his people with him to Chelsea. But the problem is, and I said it before the Chelsea job, he's not a big enough, he doesn't have a deep enough CV to go in there and command respect from players like Raheem Sterling, who's won 3 or 4 Premier League titles, from Champions League winners. Like, you can't go in there and tell Raheem Sterling, yeah, to play right wing back, bro. Like, you've not done anything in the game, innit? And the thing is, people don't understand. They can say he's got this emotional intelligence degree and all that. That only works for people that actually rate you. Like, when you're at Brighton and you're picking up players for 4 million quid, yeah, who were probably playing in the 3rd division somewhere like the year before, it's completely different to going into a superstar dressing room where everyone's on 200 bags, yeah, have won shit, to you to come in, haven't won nothing, and tell these man what to do, bro. Why are they going to listen to you? Like, them players don't really need coaches at that level, bro. Like, they just need, they almost need, like, authoritative figures that they respect and that they'll fall in line, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's more about getting the best out of those players than coaching them at that level.
See, the thing that confused me about, because I understand the whole player power thing, but I feel like we've had this sort of issue for years, in spite of the players that have been there. The player power has been a consistent factor. 5 managers in a row have complained about the mentality of this squad. I get we heard there was a lot of players that didn't understand why Tuchel was sacked, didn't really get why Potter was the other option, and I get that, but we were also hearing players were falling out with Tuchel. When Tuchel was in charge in the summer, we heard every single attacker wanted to leave. Cho was going on loan, Werner was leaving, Havertz would have left if we got more interest from Bayern at the time. Pulisic wanted to leave, Ziyech has been wanting to leave. So I get it's a squad issue as well. I spent up until the Southampton game saying that I'll give Potter all the time because I don't rate the squad at all. And I don't think anybody would get where we want to be as a squad with the team that we have in charge. But
in fairness to Tuchel, he wanted to get rid of the players that needed to go. Hudson-Odoi needs to go. Ziyech, it hasn't worked out. He needs to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could Christian Pulisic hasn't worked out, needs to go. Like, the players that he was linked with, even Kai Havertz, he needs to go. Like, the players that he was linked with getting rid of, they need to go. So clearly the manager understood who needed to go. And then on top of that, your owner wanted CR7 and he said, no, I don't want him. And he was right to not want CR7. Look where he is now. Do you know what I mean? So Tuchel's got foresight that, listen, these guys need to go. They need to go. Like, there's a lot of bad buys from Chelsea, but because they keep spending money, it gets lost in with the decent signings. But more often than not, when you look at most of those players, it hasn't worked out at any point. There was no point in Pulisic or Ziyech's time at Chelsea where we said, oh, you know what? That money well spent. There was never a time. Kai Havertz, 72 million. There was never a time where anyone said money well spent.
Hudson-Odoi, one of the worst signings we've ever made.
There you go. Hudson-Odoi. There was never a time when he came through, like, people said, oh, yeah, he's got loads of potential, but there was never a time where he held down a spot in that Chelsea team and made you think, all right, cool, he's got a future here. Like fucking Kepa, another one. There was never a time where everyone said that 70 million was well spent, bro. You can go through the squad.
It's just years of shit investments, year after year, and that's why I'm hoping, like, at least a new regime, because Roman left us debt free when he left. I just hope they don't see us losses and they just get rid for whatever it's worth, because for the last 5 years, we've just had a string of board signings with poor to no scouting, and it's all just been based off hype. Tuchel never asked for Lukaku, got given Lukaku. Lampard never asked for Havertz, got given Havertz. We only got Kepa because we were linked with Alisson for so long, but didn't want to pay 70 million that he went to Liverpool. And then we told Courtois, you're going to have to stay for another year. And he said, fuck that, I'm leaving, and didn't bother to turn up to training. So we got bent over a barrel by Athletic Bilbao for Kepa for 70 million. It's just a string of bad decisions after bad decisions, poor player recruitment, hoarding of players for the sake of it. Like, even years back, Dortmund wanted 50 million. I mean, Dortmund wanted Batshuayi after a good loan spell. We put 50 million on his head. 50 million on Michy Batshuayi's head. And it's part of the reason why we have a squad that's so bloated now. That's where I have a bit of empathy for the manager, and I can understand that. But I also can't defend the decisions. That's why Chelsea's just a mess all round right now. It's not going to be an issue in the long term. We spoke about that earlier. I think we're fucked for now. If Potter is still in charge next season, which I expect him to be, we're fucked until they make the decision to sack him. But after that, I think we should be fine. I think we're building a good team. I think our scouting's a lot better now. The players that we sign seem to be doing well, most of them. It's all just about continuing to make the right recruitments and just sell the players that aren't good enough. And just less of the hoarding.
I haven't watched loads of you lot since the windows closed, so obviously I know.
I don't blame you. It's shit.
I know. Mudryk hadn't started well, but the Madueke guy, I ain't seen much of him. Your Badishile looks decent. Obviously, we know Enzo.
Amazing. He's been one of our best signings.
We know Enzo and Joao Felix are top class players, so like no one's surprised that they've settled in immediately. But do you know what I mean? It's like
it's only been a bit iffy, and he's a younger transfer anyway. I think it's just a price tag on his head too. He's a long-term project. Madueke's a long-term project. They haven't really had that much game time, but they've looked decent. I think Madueke's kind of edged it over Mudryk so far, but I think Mudryk would have had a brilliant chance. I mean, to show himself against Everton if he came off the bench, and it's instances like this where Potter doesn't help himself, like Tottenham. We needed a goal, 1-0 down. You have the likes of Aubameyang, Mudryk, Madueke on the bench. Who does he bring on? Mount. He brings on Zakari.
What's the deal with Mason Mount anyway? What are you making of his situation? I was getting the idea that his agent, is fabricating all these stories about all these clubs wanting him to try and drive the bargain for Chelsea to give him the money, because I can't believe that Man United want him. I think that Liverpool could want him because he's a Liverpool kind of player. He runs around a lot and looks like he's doing stuff, but he's not really. Do you know what I'm saying? But I can't see for the life of me, especially with the Qataris about to put in that second bid tomorrow, us spending fucking money on that guy, bro, because he's awful, bro.
Bro, Mason Mount is one of those players where if he goes to another team in England, please, I will pay the flight, I will pay the Uber, I will pay the train fare. I don't care. I need Mason Mount gone. I need his stands and his little simps gone, just so we can forget about this guy and the whole next Cobham graduate, the next Frank Lampard, captain, leader, legend, proper Chelsea bollocks. I need it all gone. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. These guys ran an agenda of Mason Mount being the next big thing for us for 3 years, made a banner for him and everything. And this guy don't even want to sign for 6 years. He don't want to sign a 6-year deal, all the proper Chelsea pomp and all of that. And he wants parity or something close to what Reece James is on, around the 200 to 250k a week mark.
Nowhere near as good as Reece James. Reece James is one of the best right backs in the game, like not just in the league.
You see his impact when Reece James is gone. You see how much Chelsea drop as a team. Mason Mount comes out of the team. We play better. We attack more. We make more chances. We look more fluid.